this ticket?
Yes.
What were you starting to tell me? I didn't understand you. Keep your voice up nice and loud.
That the car needed the repair. And so without repair, it could not be moved. So I had to go to the mechanic shop.
When did you do that?
That's a few days, because I have to get it AAA after a few days after that.
Come on.
I'll tell you what. You didn't show up. Next time you need to show up and talk to people. You didn't show up. I'm just gonna reduce your fines for you, okay? All right, we'll just reduce the fines. Fines cost reduced to $75. Go down and pay that. Show cause dismissed, okay? So $75. You can live with that, right? Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
I'm just gonna charge you $75. It's $213 now. Okay? So go down and pay your $75 and you're all set. Good luck. Mark Austin? Mark Charles John Austin, 242-643-179. Your name?
Mark Austin.
Mr. Austin. You're supposed to pay $25 per week. How much have you paid on this?
This is the first piece of information that I received from jail. I wasn't aware that I was supposed to. If I was supposed to pay anything, who I was supposed to pay it to,
You're supposed to pay $25 per week. How much have you paid? You have to pay $25 per week is what I heard, starting May 23.
Right. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that. It was just released to me. They didn't give me any type of sort of thing.
All right. So I'll give you time to pay. How's that? When can you make your first payment?
I have some money on right now, it's not $25.
How much do you have? Don't worry about it. Listen, put your ball up there. Just tell me when you can start to pay $45 a week. Well, I don't know what that
Hey,
means.
hey, everybody's saying
If I'm being honest, my mom is in the
What
hospital
do
right
I
now. She can't work. She's pretty much bedridden. My father's not there, and the bank is about to take the house, so I'm kind of concerned with that.
Of course you should be. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna extend your time to pay. I'm gonna let you start to pay this on July the 11th.
July the 11th.
Are you working?
I am.
Where?
I work, it's a company, it's called Gentech, it's my stepfather's friend.
How often do you work?
It's usually 3-4 days a week,
How much do you make?
15 an hour.
All right, maybe you need to get a second job. You start to pay $25 per week starting July the 11th, okay?
Where do I make that payment to? Is there a website or something?
You can go on 33court.com, but there's a fee on that here. Or you can bring it up here,
Okay, I see.
okay?
Sounds good.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
If you need more time, come talk to me, okay? On or before your due date. Hunter, Tiffany Ann Hunter, 25 F243648. Your name, ma'am?
Tiffany Hunter,
Okay, what are you asking for here?
a payment arrangement.
Yeah. I understand. Tell me how much you can pay.
If I could do like 20 or 25, a month, every couple weeks.
Do you work?
I do. I'm a single mom of 3 kids.
Where do you work?
At the Meyer gas station, I've been there for 11 years.
I mean, you're kind of asking for a lot. This would take you 10 months.
30.
All right. Okay. 30 per month beginning
I mean,
July.
when I can pay more, the payments will be bigger.
30 per month beginning July 1. If you need more time, you come talk to me. If you don't have the money, just come talk to me. On or
Okay.
before the due date, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, best
You
of
have a
luck.
great day.
Thank you. Ayesha Abdulwasa Ali. 25-837-166. Your name, ma'am?
Aisha,
Good morning. You're charged with the parental responsibility violation. You have the right to a lawyer. Would you like a lawyer?
No.
So they think that you didn't send your child to school, your child Isa Kataya at 24825 Hall Road in the city of Woodhaven on or about May the 26th to 25 at 1:49 p.m. So they think the child's missing days regularly.
Well.
Hang on.
Okay, sorry.
So that is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs, or all those. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Did you sign the advice of rights?
Yes.
Did you read and understand the rights?
Yes.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will be no hearing or trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Again, you have the right to a lawyer. Do you still wish to waive your right to a lawyer?
Yes.
I'm entering a not guilty plea for you. I'm going to give you a personal bond. For your bond conditions you have to comply with. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. You cannot violate any law or ordinance. You must appear in court as directed. You're to ensure that your child attends school regularly. The only time the child should be missing school is if the child is ill. You go talk to the prosecutor, see if you can work something out. And this will be the city of Woodhaven prosecutor, so you can go right out in the hallway. He'll bring the file to the prosecutor and then he'll call you in, okay? Good luck, thanks.
Yep. They got a sick kid. I mean, the defendant just showed up.
Okay. Jackson Farrell. 23B82267, 23B76671, and 4B82280. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Christopher Bogart on behalf of Mr. Jackson Farrell, who is present via Zoom.
Hey, sir. Yep. Okay. Mr. Farrell, your name?
Jackson Farrell.
All right, so he's got a contempt charge for failure to pay $213, another contempt charge for failure to pay $207. That's from 2023. He's never been arraigned on this anti-blight case. So let's start with that. For that purpose, does he stand mute and waive formal reading?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'm gonna enter a not guilty plea. Why hasn't he been here?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that Mr. Farrell is completely disabled. He is blind. He's also in a wheelchair for most of the part, so mobility is an extreme issue. That is why he is appearing via Zoom here today. I don't believe, based off my conversations with Mr. Farrell and also with the prosecution, I truly don't believe that Mr. Farrell had an understanding of the severity of the cases and the charges that were being presented against him. When I did speak to Mr. Farrell, he then came to the realization and conclusion that he obviously should have appeared way back when. I just think with his disabilities and the lack of understanding, I think is the main reason why he wasn't able to appear here today or appear previous to today's hearing, Your Honor.
Sir, you have to show up in court. You understand that, right?
Yes, I was never notified, Your Honor. I moved out from Brownstown 2015, and there has been no notices. Other people in my family that live in the Brownstown house haven't seen any notices.
Wait a minute, let's slow down a second. Does he not own the property at 22341 Donnelly?
He does
Yes,
own there, Your Honor. He just lives at a different address now.
Well, who lives there now? Did you write a forwarding address? You have a forwarding address with the postal service?
We moved out to Adrian in 2015. The post office would have had it, but
How did you find out about these cases?
Your Honor, the city of Brownstown filed a civil complaint against Mr. Farrell in order to force the cleanup of the property. He was eventually served with that. That's how he found out about all of these other issues and then contacted our office for representation. When I sat down with Mr. Farrell and looked up his cases, that's when I learned that he had quite a few cases that were outstanding with this court between Your Honor and also Judge Hessen as well, who we're going to go in front of after appearing here on the record, Your Honor. I did speak with the Brownstown prosecutors. My understanding that they are, Mr. Farrell has been in the process of cleaning out the property since then. It's my understanding that a lot of the property has been cleaned up. Prosecution wants to be able to adjourn this matter so that way we can get a future court date to make sure that Mr. Farrell is in compliance, and then also working on a resolution in the civil case as well, Your Honor.
I'd like to see him pay these 2 civil infractions. They've been outstanding for 2 years.
Yeah, I understand that, Your Honor. Mr. Farrell only receives a limited amount of money each month. He is aware that there's outstanding balances that will need to be paid. We are asking the court to allow us to be able to work out a resolution with the prosecutor so that way he'll know his total complete balance with this court, Your Honor.
You gotta get the property cleaned up, sir.
Yes, sir, is what I'm working on.
Like quickly, because I'm not gonna be very patient on this. This is 2023 and 2024 incidents in front of me. I'll set a new court date. I'll adjourn the show causes on the civil infractions. I'll enter a not guilty plea on the misdemeanor. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate any law. You must appear in court as directed. I'm gonna give you a court date, and that will be for a pretrial on the misdemeanor of.
July 16th at 8:30.
So counsel, I'm gonna do that, but he's gotta have to have that property cleaned up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And if it's not cleaned up, I'm setting for jury or bench, whatever you want, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so I'll adjourn those 2 other cases to the same date. So we'll take care of the civil infractions at the same time,
Thank you, Your Honor.
and we'll go from there. Anything else?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Have a good day. Thanks. People against Langley. Spencer Charles Langley. 5B148483. Your name, sir?
Spencer Langley. Spencer Langley.
Okay, officer, your name?
Officer Gage McFarland, Brownstown Township Police Department.
Okay, why don't you, you don't have to be that close to the microphone. Get in front of the podium, sir. All right, so you're charged with a stop sign violation.
Yeah.
How bad's his record? It's not good, is it?
He has some moving violations within the last few years, Your Honor.
I got a few things written out.
So he's got at least, yeah. What do you want to do on this? So he's got 3 violations plus this one.
Yeah, after speaking to him, Your Honor, real quick, he showed me some photos where there's a branch hanging down slightly in front of the stop sign. I do not believe it is enough to go ahead and in broad daylight miss this stop sign. I do want to bring that to your attention.
Well, it says,
Hang on a second. Hang on. I don't want to have a hearing unless we don't reach a resolution.
We never had a chance to talk, Your Honor.
Oh, you guys haven't?
Negative, no.
Well, let me just ask you this. He's got 3 priors. Can you look him up on there, Amy?
I have a certified driving history if you want, Your Honor, right here. Am I supposed?
Yeah, he's got 3 prior violations, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I mean, I don't have a problem with you offering him impeding if you want to do that.
Impeding?
If you-
You're okay with that,
if
Your
you
Honor?
want to.
I will offer.
On a fourth, this is his last one though. You want to plead to impeding traffic? Zero, hang on, wait, let me finish.
I'm so sorry. Your Honor.
If you want to plead to impeding traffic, I'll be glad to do that. If you don't, that's fine. We'll have a hearing. If you win, you pay nothing. Listen, you're interrupting. Why are you interrupting me? You gotta, well, I don't want you to be nervous, but I want you to let me finish. You have a stop sign violation. He's offering you impeding traffic. If you plead to impeding traffic, it's 0 points. It won't go on your record. You're gonna pay a fine. If you want to have a hearing on the stop sign violation, I'll be glad to do that. If you win, you pay nothing, no points. If you lose,
Impeding is fine with me.
you want to do that?
Yes, sir.
To the charge of impeding traffic, and you're offering that, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
To the charge of impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
You gotta be careful. Your record is not very good. $180. Okay, you can go down the hall and pay that and you're all set. Good luck. Be careful. Thank you. Thanks, officer. All right. People against Hardy, Anthony Joseph Hardy, 25W838-739A and B. Mr. Hardy, your name?
Anthony Hardy.
All right. You're charged with drive while suspended and speeding. Do you want me to arraign you, or do you want me to give you a lawyer that will help you?
Give me a lawyer.
Okay. Get him an attorney. The attorney will go talk to the prosecutor. And then once he and the prosecutor have talked, or she and I'm not sure who our lawyers are today, you'll come back in here with your lawyer.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So you can go out in the hallway and he'll set you up. Good luck. Is Elviana Spicer here?
Do you want the file?
I've got it right here.
Oh.
And I have Archibald here.
I don't know if she checked it.
Yeah. Doubt it. She's got a bad record. Morning, Lieutenant.
Morning, Your Honor.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Ayesha Abdulwasa Ali, 25W837-166. All right, your name, ma'am?
Aisha,
You gotta say your whole name.
Aisha Abdulwasa.
So, ma'am, you're gonna plead under section municipal civil code, municipal code section 96-50. That's a civil infraction. And there's agreed upon fines and costs of $250, right?
Right,
And do you agree to that?
yes,
Is that what you want to do?
that's what I wanted.
To the charge of violation of municipal code 96-50, responsible or not responsible? You plead responsible?
Responsible.
I'll accept the plea. Why aren't you sending your child to school?
We all got sick with pneumonia and we were sick for over a month.
For a month?
For over a month.
Did you go to the hospital?
We did, and they said we just gotta wait it out. They said everybody's getting sick, there's really nothing they could give us, no antibiotics, no nothing, because it's not gonna help
With pneumonia?
with pneumonia. And
Well, the child must have been missing school more than that, right? Just be honest with me.
he's really, it's all about him getting sick. He doesn't have no video games, no phone, he don't have none of that to keep him awake. He really is getting sick. He's got bad allergies, he's got asthma, and I just recently found mold in my house. I just moved there a year ago.
Okay, so please listen to me.
He's a good student, he gets good grades, so I'm not,
They don't write these citations usually if somebody's just sick,
okay.
okay? I mean, if the police or school authorities think that this would be funny to issue a citation for violation of parental responsibility law because a child has pneumonia, I would not be amused at all by that. In fact, I would think we're in deep trouble if that starts to happen here. So I don't know how many times your child missed. I have a feeling you're not telling me the whole story.
So-
Listen to me, please.
Okay.
I have a feeling you're not telling me the whole story because there's something wrong with our system if we're issuing citations to parents about failing to send their children to school if they didn't send their child to school only because the child's sick. Literally, legitimately sick. So if you want to fight this, and I think you should, if you're sitting here telling me only that your child only didn't go to school because he was sick, come back with your proof that he's sick and show it to the prosecutor. I find it hard to believe somebody would be diagnosed with pneumonia and would have pneumonia a month and they would send them home from the hospital and say, hey, there's nothing we can do. So I'm not trying to quarrel with you. To me, the number one responsibility we have as a parent, besides showing them love and affection and teaching them values, is to make sure they get their tail to school. Because I know, and you know, and anybody knows, you don't get through high school today, forget it. You're gonna end up on the streets homeless.
I have that conversation with him every day. His father's not in the picture, I'm a single mom, and
Okay, so ma'am, I'm not downplaying that. I understand. I don't know how to put it to you. The child needs to go to school, period.
right,
If he doesn't go to school, he will not succeed at anything. He will not be able to get a job. He won't be able to salt fries at McDonald's. You follow me?
I do.
So what are we gonna do? You gotta get tough with this kid and say, hey, you're going.
Oh, no, he'll go if I make him go. but
Well,
when
you
I see
should
him-
make him go.
I do, and most of the time he's calling me saying, Mom, I can't do this, I gotta come home, I'm sick.
Ma'am, do you want me to give you another date? You can bring in your proof and show all this to the prosecutor about how he's ill. I have, call in, who's on these today? I don't have any sheet here, wait a minute.
I put one up there, Judge.
Yes, you do. All right.
Hello?
Counsel, can you come on in here, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
So when I did go in there and talk to them, they told me most of his absences were as if he was more than 15 minutes late. And I
All
was
right,
like,
let me just get him. I want to understand it. I don't want you to plead to anything that you didn't do, whether it's just a fine or just a civil infraction or otherwise. On the other hand, we got to make sure our kids go to school. We don't make sure our kids go to school. I understand it's got to be difficult as a single mother. Your name, counsel?
Josh Westerberg on behalf of the people.
Mr. West, she's saying that the only time, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think you're telling me the only time the child missed school was when he was legitimately ill. True or false?
Sure. Thank you.
How many times did that child miss?
The child missed 21% of the school year.
So there are, what are there, 181 days or something like that in the school year?
We would excuse absences if there was a valid medical.
Right. So that means the child missed 38, 39 days, if my math is correct. Okay? Now, I don't know if you're taking them to a doctor. If my child missed 38, 39 times because he or she was ill, I would have taken them to a doctor no less than 20 times. no less than 20 times during that period, because if a child's legitimately sick, how old's your child?
He's 11.
If a child is legitimately ill 38 days in a year that's 11 years old, I think they gotta do some serious testing. Okay? I don't wanna hear, I don't care if this is a civil infraction or not, I am not taking a plea, and there's no factual basis required on this. If somebody's gonna look me in the eye and tell me that the child has been sick, and that's the only reason the child missed. It might be.
There's no other reason, Your Honor.
Well, then let's set it for trial. I don't want to, I am not taking a plea. I am not taking a plea, even on a civil infraction of something of this magnitude. Nobody, some people might think, oh, it's not a big deal. No, it's a big deal. Kid doesn't get through high school, God bless him. He's gonna be living in a tent at Frank and Poet Drain over here. You follow me?
Judge, would pass the matter.
Yeah, I'll pass it. And I just want to, I just, problem with these civil infractions or these charges, nobody wants to admit to me. And that's fine. But them not taking a plea even to a civil infraction on a parental responsibility, if they're not gonna admit to me that they didn't send the child to school when the child should have gone to school, because there was nothing wrong with the child.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is 40 days the child missed, close to 40 days. That's 2 months. That's way too much. Go talk to the prosecutor again. But I'm telling you, I don't have any issue at all with you telling me, Judge, I want to go to trial on this. I'm going to bring in all these records and I'm going to show you that my child was ill and here's all the times I took him to the doctor. John, will you give this, or Amy, will you give this to Mr. West, please? Thank you. Go talk to him further, figure out what you want to do. We'll go from there. Thank you. People against, is Spicer here? Stephanie Shiree Bass, 25-838, 636 A, B, and C. Your name, ma'am?
Stephanie Bass.
Where were you on May 28th? Why weren't you here?
May 28th, I didn't know I had a court date May 28th.
We sent you a court date. You were supposed to be here May 28th. Do you want a lawyer? You're charged with driving on a suspended. You have a no proof insurance and defective equipment. You have the right to a lawyer on these. Do you want a lawyer?
Well, my license is not suspended anymore.
That's fine. I don't know if it was ever, but the point is, I'm just asking, do you want a lawyer?
Do I need a lawyer?
It's up to you, ma'am. I can't answer that for you. It's entirely up to you.
I'll take a lawyer.
Okay, we'll give you a lawyer. You go out in the hallway, you'll speak to the lawyer, and then the lawyer will go in and talk to the prosecutor, okay?
Okay.
And then at that point, both of you will come in and see me, okay?
Thank you.
Spicer just checked.
Who's your lawyer? Mikhail Crawford's your lawyer. So we're gonna need to set her up with Mikhail Crawford. Why are you late, Ms. Spicer?
I'm all the way from Michigan.
Okay, fair enough.
I got my daughters up at school.
We're gonna set you up with your lawyer, and then I'm ready whenever he is, okay? People against Popovsky.
Hey, John. I have more patient.
Gabrielle Christine Popovsky, 25-838-818, A, B, and C. Name?
Gabrielle.
So you have 3 charges here, ma'am. You have disorderly person, public intoxication, refuse to obey a police officer's commands, lawful commands, and open intox. You have the right to a lawyer. If you want a lawyer, I'll be happy to provide you with one now at public expense. Would you like one?
Yes, please.
Okay, we'll get you a lawyer. You go out in the hallway, and again, why are you coming here? Why are you going that way? That's okay, just listen. You're gonna be set up with a lawyer, and then he or she will go talk to the prosecutor, then you're gonna come in here with your lawyer, okay? Thanks.
I gotta go down there and get him.
Yes, Lisa, and Heather.
Have a seat in the hallway.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, yes. All right, thanks.
Three 7165.
Good morning, Judge Hazegat, here back with Ms. Jennings. Ms. Jennings, state your name for the record, please.
Angel Marie Jennings?
She stand me away from a reading?
Yes, ma'am.
Not guilty, pleas entered, $500 personal bond. You don't have to post any money. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate any law. Your child is to attend school with no unexcused absences, okay?
Judge, today is the last day of school.
I know.
However, we are asking for an adjournment on this because there may be some underlying medical issues, which Ms. Jennings has already scheduled her daughter to receive testing for. We asked for at least 30-day adjournment so we can get some of those results in.
Please, somebody have for me.
July 9th at 8:30.
What day of the week is that?
I think it's a Wednesday.
Okay, we're gonna have to keep that light. Remember, I'm off in the afternoon. I just want to remind you. Yes, July 9th
Thank you.
at 9:30 in the morning, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Ma'am, you can fill out a petition for a court-appointed lawyer going forward, all right? Rabba, Faisal M. Rabba, 25 W838788 A and B. Morning, sir, your name?
Facial Rabbi.
In charge with violation of restricted license and defective equipment. I can arraign you. Hang on,
I'm sorry.
hang on. Or you can, or I can give you a lawyer, whatever you want.
I was just gonna say I'm guilty or whatever. If I have time to pay, if I can have time to pay it.
Hang on, let's slow down. You haven't been convicted of anything yet. How about if I go ahead and arraign you then?
That's fine, you can do that, I'm sure.
All right, that's all right. On May 26th to 25, it is alleged that you did operate a motor vehicle in violation of restrictions on your license on West near I-75 in Woodhaven at 10:05 p.m. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to $100 fines, 90 days jail. Costs are all those in 2 points. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
Okay.
Did you read this?
Yes,
Did you understand it?
yes, sir.
When you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will not be a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you still wish to waive your right to a lawyer? If you do, I'm going to send you to the prosecutor. I'll enter a not guilty plea for you either way.
Okay, thank you.
$100 personal bond. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate any law. You must appear in court as directed. I'm entering a not guilty plea and a plea of denial. We'll send you to the prosecutor. You'd see what you can negotiate with him, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Good luck.
Just have a seat.
Gaston, Charvet, Diarra, Taiwan, Gaston, 25T645-437, A and B. Good morning, ma'am. Your name, appearance?
Good morning, Your Honor, Sergeant Aaron Traffic Department.
All right, so we have a obstructed vision and 70 and a 50.
Yes, Your Honor, we make a request the court to dismiss charge 2 and then we charge 1 back to the traffic.
Okay, so is that what you want to do, ma'am?
Yes.
So if you plead to impeding traffic, that's 0 points. It won't go on your record. You plead to that, he's going to move to dismiss the speeding as well as the obstructed vision. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
To the charge of impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
All right, I'm going to accept the plea to impeding traffic on file A. I'm going to dismiss the speeding. I'm going to also dismiss, and then you're moving to dismiss count 2 obstructed vision too, right?
Yes, sir.
I'll dismiss that charge as well. And ma'am, the fines and costs are $155. You move down the hall, pay that, and you're all set.
Okay, thank you so
Best of luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Sergeant. Have a good day.
You too.
Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, what have I got here? All right, people against David Ortega, 25B148370. This has got Judge Heston's name. I don't know if it's mine or not. It doesn't matter. Your name? Your name?
Officer Matthew Wiles.
Good morning, officer. Boy, you're looking sharp there.
Thank you.
Can I buy that tie? It's a nice tie. All right. What are we doing on this? Is he?
We came to the agreement of dismissal.
Dismissal?
Yes, so after speaking with Mr. Ortega, it sounds like he had a lookalike vehicle that was in the field of the radar. So he claims that he was not the vehicle that was stopped. I can't articulate that he was the vehicle that was speeding, so, we're gonna ask for dismissal on this.
Okay, so you just think you have proof problems, right?
Correct.
All right, good enough. Motion to police officer, case dismissed. You're all set, sir. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Morning. Call him now. Yeah, that's great. Paris? Thomas Allen Paris.
Yes, sir.
File number 25, and this is the second, 25W836229. Good morning, Mr. Haas.
Morning, Judge.
How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
Good, thanks. Your appearance?
Charles A. Haas, P14486, representing Mr. Paris.
Your name, sir?
Thomas Allen, just a second.
All right. Does he stand mute, wait formal reading?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to enter a not guilty plea. I'm signing your discovery order. Does he have any priors of any kind?
Did you just prove it any bias?
This is the 33rd district.
We're in another courtroom on a similar matter, Judge.
Another drunk driving? Oh, this is a drug charge.
That's the drug charges. Your Honor, I don't know if I can talk on his behalf about his sobriety, but I've talked to him several times. I understand, the sobriety and, the alternative. I've been sober for 25 years. I've talked to him and he seems to really get it. He get it. So I'm proud in a way that he's committed to sobriety, and I think he really does get it, Judge.
All right, I'll give him $1,000 personal bond. I do want you going to AANA twice a week. Can I have a bond sheet? Here, I got one here. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. You cannot violate any law or ordinance. You must appear in court as directed. No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs. You're not to purchase, possess, or consume any one of those. This was mushrooms. Is the other one something similar? Counsel, Mr. Haas?
Yes, sir. Is the other one?
The first one was cocaine, the second one was mushroom.
Okay, yeah, they're similar, Judge.
Does he, where's that other court at?
Why not?
All right, I want you going to AANA at least twice a week. I'll give you a court date. And we will go to, what do you want to, Lisa?
June 25th at 9:45.
June 25th at 9:45. Okay, Mr. Haas? June 25th.
Okay.
2 weeks from today.
Yes.
And we'll give you a notice down the hall. And we're going to give you an AANA form. You have to go in person to AANA twice a week, John. Okay, so we're going to give you a form. You have to have that form signed every time you go, and every time you come to court, you have to bring the form with you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we'll see you on the 25th. Anything else, Mr. Hans?
Nothing.
They've got the order.
I really appreciate it, though. I consider this a nice break for the young man.
Okay, well, good,
Thank you,
good.
Judge.
Take care,
Great
thanks.
seeing
You too. Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
We're zooming in 3 minutes.
Okay. You can hand me those.
Okay.
I don't think,
He said he's working at the Capitol, so he's got to run out to his car.
that's fine. That's fine. Is this Trooper Dana?
Trooper Dan.
So,
Can I see those, Judge?
yes, absolutely. I'm sorry?
I just need the name. Let me
Uh,
grab them real quick.
no problem. Jessica Rosha, 5W838765A, B, and C. Good morning, ma'am. Your name?
Jessica Shaw.
You're charged with operating while intoxicated, driving on a suspended, and no proof of insurance, and you do have the right to a lawyer. If you want one, I'm gonna give you one today. You want a lawyer?
Yes.
We'll set you up with a lawyer, and you'll go meet with the lawyer, and the lawyer will meet with the prosecutor. And then you'll come back in front of me, okay?
Just have seen all.
You will. All right. Morning, Mr. Carmen.
Morning, Your Honor. Do we have anyone from Gibraltar on Gibraltar or Wayne County Jail?
I don't. Lisa, do you know?
We have somebody from Wayne County Jail in custody.
No,
Okay.
they're not on. That's why I had Tony in the waiting room.
Oh, okay. I've also got Shamia Lewis, Gibraltar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brand,
she's not here either.
is that trooper out there yet, Lisa?
No.
Okay, John said he was going to go out, he had to go out to his car. I can't remember where he said he was, but.
Here he is. He just popped in.
Okay, perfect. People against Brandon Dominique Spites. Brandon Dominique Spites, 25 B712713 FY. Good morning, trooper. Your name?
Good morning, Your Honor. Chad Dana, DANA, Michigan State Police Metro South Post.
Raise your right hand, please. You solemnly swear affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you'll give in these proceedings will be the whole true self you got.
Yes, I do.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, thank you. This is the investigator report of Trooper Mark Feeney from the Metro South Post. It occurred on April 26, 2025 at approximately 2:55 p.m. on I-75 near Gibraltar in the city of Brownstown Township. It's a felonious assault complaint. The victim, identified as Devin Fryer, stated while traveling on I-75, an individual pointed a gun at him. There were no shots fired. He was able to get the license plate. Troopers made contact with the registered owner of that vehicle, identified as Brandon Spates. After being read Miranda and interviewed, he admitted that he did point his weapon at the other driver, but stated he did not shoot him. That is all, Your Honor.
All right, okay. So I'm gonna authorize on these charges contain the complaint warrant, felony firearms, felonious assault, and CCW. Court finds there's probable cause to believe those crimes were committed by the defendant. I'll authorize the issuance of the complaint warrant. I know you sent this over yesterday and you dated it for the 10th, so I'm simply gonna cross that out. Write the 11th on here and initial it, so we'll have the warrant and lien momentarily. People against Charles Bryant Ayler, 25W724007. Your name again, trooper?
Trooper Chad Dana, DANA, Michigan State Police Metro South Post.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you'll give in these proceedings will be the whole true self you got?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you can proceed.
All right, thank you very much. This is the investigative report of Trooper Ahmed Al-Kafahaji, also from the Metro South Post. It occurred on May 16, 2022 at approximately 4:25 p.m. on I-75 near West Road in the city of Woodhaven. While on patrol, he was dispatched to meet a victim of a crime, Ethan Babkowitz, who said he was the victim of a felonious assault. Said while traveling southbound on 75, someone in a black Jeep Cherokee pointed a Glock 45 type gun with a green laser sight on the front at him during a road rage incident. He was able to get the license plate of that vehicle. Troopers made contact with him at his residence. After being interviewed, he admitted that he did flash the gun, but he didn't point it. When asked about the green laser on the gun and how the person knew about that, he then admitted, well, it may have pointed at him momentarily. I think that covers everything. That is all, Your Honor.
Based on your sworn testimony, I find the crime felonious assault and felony firearm were both committed. There's probable cause to believe the crimes were committed by the defendant. But authorize the issuance of the complaint and warrant. Again, you signed it yesterday and dated it. I'm crossing out that date, writing in today's, initialing it. We'll have the warrant and lien momentarily. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. You also be safe out there.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. We'll see you next time.
Bye now. Do we have anything else down there? Okay, we're going to take a few minute recess. Everybody stay seated, please. As soon as I get a couple files, I'll be out. Thank you. 24356. Brown, Brady Shamir Brown. File number 25F243567. Come on up to the podium. Sir, your name?
Right here at the podium. Brady.
You got to keep your voice up for me.
Brady Brown.
When can you pay this?
Should be taught, I don't know.
I can't hear you.
Should be taught, I don't know. I heard, I don't know.
Where do you work at?
I don't.
Why not?
Can't find a job.
Did you graduate?
Kind of in the process of that now.
Well, what do you want to do? I mean, you've got to tell me, give me some direction when you think you can pay this.
I have an interview next Monday. That helps.
Where?
Just for.
Don't worry about it. Look, I'm just going to say, I'm going to give you some time. You pay $25 per week, and I'll start this beginning on July the 11th, okay? If you don't have the money, come talk to me again. Don't ignore me. But you can find a job. Just you got to find a job, son. You know what I mean? Good luck. If you need more time, again, come talk to me on or before the due date. Good luck. Aisha Ali. Aisha Abdulwazir Ali, 25W37166. Your name? What are we doing now?
Okay, so I think I misunderstood you when you asked me if I had medical. So I didn't provide for school with medical.
Ma'am, if your child is missing school because he or she is ill, in your case, he, that's one thing.
Yes.
If we let them run us by telling us that they're not going, that's quite another. So if you're telling me that if you're still going to tell me your child is not attending school because he's sick, I'm not taking the plea, whether it's a civil infraction or not. I'm just not I'm not doing it. So it's up to you. I don't care. If I don't want you to plead responsible even to a civil infraction if you did nothing wrong. I don't want you to do that.
So how am I supposed to provide proof? I didn't provide proof to the school. It was just a phone call most of the time. So if I did take him to the doctor, I did not bring a doctor's note. I didn't even realize I had to do that. I mean, they did tell me one time, but that was after the fact of after when I did go in there. I didn't even realize it was that many days.
Whatever you, well, I know, because you're not being diligent about it, I can tell. This is not just a child being, I didn't say you were a bad person. I did not say you were a bad person. I did not say you were a bad mother. You have to, or sometimes we gotta be their only voice of reason. Right? I didn't want to go to school half the time when I was 11 either. Who wants to go to school when you're 11? You'd rather be out playing around the neighborhood with your friends. I mean, give me a break. What do you want to do? You don't have, it's up to you, whatever you want to do.
I mean, I just wanna pay the ticket, I guess. I don't know.
You think you did anything wrong?
I didn't do anything wrong, but
You didn't?
I don't feel like I did anything wrong.
You're telling me your child was sick 38 to 40 days
I
throughout the
believe
year?
it because we all got sick. and
I don't know if I've been sick for 38 days of my life.
Your Honor, I just found mold in my house. We only been there for a year, and I feel like it was maybe because of the black mold. That was, I don't know. We all got sick, and we do get sick. I don't know. Come check the house. I don't know.
How many children do you have again?
I have 4 in the house. I have 8 altogether, but I have 4 in the house. The rest are already adults.
Okay, so the 4 in the house, that's you and 3 others, right? Or 4 children?
4 children.
Did they miss as much as this Isa did?
No.
What do you think it was that made Isa miss more?
Just younger and not as strong, and I don't know, just.
What do you mean, just being a boy? No, come on.
I don't.
Being a boy, what does that mean? He lied? Are the
I
other,
feel like my daughters, try to follow me, and I feel like he doesn't really have like a male role model where to make him,
so you're speaking out of both sides of your mouth. The one time you're telling me he's sick, now you're saying he's being a boy. I don't
My
understand.
daughters went to school regardless of them being sick. They would take medicine and they'd go to school. He was telling me he's not able to do anything. He feels sick, he's dizzy, he wants to throw up. So, I mean, I'm not gonna force him.
I would.
I do force him at times and I end up getting a phone call, come get him. I have a 2-year-old at home. I can't keep running back and forth to pick him up.
You need to force that child to go to school or you're gonna be living with that for the rest of your life because he's gonna be pitching a tent.
Oh,
I just had a kid in here. I'm just telling you, you do what you gotta do,
I will.
okay? I'm only telling you, we don't get our kids in school, they don't graduate, we have no one to blame but ourselves. Because all these kids are smart enough to get through.
They are. I believe it.
All right, so you want to plead to this, I'll take your plea, but I don't feel good about it.
Yes, I'll think of it.
I still don't think you're taking responsibility, and that troubles me, because when people don't accept responsibility, what happens is they keep the same conduct intact. That's what happens.
I showed him what I'm going through because of it, and I told him he's gotta be stronger.
No, he's going to go to school or he's going to be in his room for days and days and days. I mean, that's just the way it is. No video, no TV, no radio, no nothing.
Nothing. He doesn't have that. All he has is TV. I took all that away from him here. So it's not like he's staying up all night on phone or on electronic. He really isn't.
Okay, you want to plead to this?
Yes.
In violation of Woodhaven Code Section 96-50, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
I'll accept the plea, dismiss the original charge pursuant to stipulation. $250 is your total. You can go down the hall and pay that. Keep that child in school. Good luck. Thank you. Bradley Jacob Malott, 25W838481. Your name?
Bradley Malott.
Yep. Charged as retail fraud. You want a lawyer?
Yeah, I would dismiss.
Okay, we'll go get you a lawyer. Okay?
Thank you.
Tangeray Danielle Allen, 22W831729.
Michael A. Carmen, P73824 on behalf of the defendant, Your Honor.
Name? You're muted. Name?
Tangeray Allen.
All right, this is retail fraud charge. What's going to happen here? What is she doing? Mr. Carmen?
Amute, waive the formal reading, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll enter an act.
Amute, waive the formal reading.
I'll enter an act guilty plea. Where's she been?
I've been incarcerated since December 29th of 22. I'm in Michigan Department of Corrections. My lawyer informed me that a hearing paper was sent to my address, but I've been incarcerated since December of 2022.
Okay. How long are you going to be in the Department of Corrections facility there?
My release date is December 5th of 2025.
I don't mind giving her credit for time served if we can get proof of that. Is there a way we can get proof of that?
I can.
I think if you run my name, I've been it
Hang on a
shows
second.
up.
Hang on. Lisa, what did you say?
I can look it up.
So for purposes of arraignment, she stands mute and waives formal reading, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm entering a not guilty plea. We're gonna run that. If that's true, I don't mind just giving you credit for time served. If that's what you guys want to do, you don't have to do that.
Okay. Okay, well, I didn't make it to prison until April of 23, but I was in Oakland County is where I was sent from. I was extradited from Toledo, Ohio, and I was sent to Oakland County. And because I'm from Toledo, Ohio, so I was extradited from Ohio to Oakland County, and then from Oakland County, I came to prison April 26th.
Miss Allen, do you have a hyphenated name?
Yes, Carter Allen.
Okay, let me check that way.
If not, I can adjourn this and she can get proof of incarceration.
It's just going to take me a minute. They have her listed as a different name in here.
Why don't we just do that, counsel?
Can we just hold on a second? Because then I have to do a writ to get her back out.
Yeah.
Just give me a minute.
Well, let me see here. Why don't I pass that case, let her look, and I'll go on to this next one, okay? Stay right there, ma'am. Just don't say anything. I'm gonna go on to another case. Jessica Rose Schaff, 25W838765, A, B, and C. And then I also have 24F242987. All right, your name, ma'am?
Jessica Shaw. Good morning, Judge. Mazin gave up her name, Shaw.
All right, so she's charged with OWI, suspend, and no proof of insurance. Does she stand mute, waive formal reading?
Yes.
On both misdemeanors? Yes. Also, I'm entering a not guilty plea. I'm entering a plea of denial on the C file. And then I'm also going to, I'll adjourn 24F242987 unless she can pay that today. Can she pay that today?
Are you able to pay that today?
Not.
Judge, is there any way we can, court can waive any penalties or late fees?
Why?
The amount?
Why though? Why
Um,
wasn't she here?
She had moved at that point and she didn't receive the notice.
Yeah, more people moving. When did you move?
Almost 2 months ago.
Well, he wrote you the ticket May 17th.
Oh, I was talking about the one dated November, Judge, I apologize. There should be another one.
Well, it doesn't matter. What's, I don't understand. This one's from November of 24.
Yes, that was the one I was actually asking the court. She's gonna plead to that one. I was asking the court just to see if they would waive any penalties or,
So she's gonna plead to this today?
she's gonna plead to the 2024, the.
Failure to pay.
Correct. The other ones, if you
I
kind of
know.
wrote it up.
Well, let's slow it down. Let's just slow it down.
Okay.
We're gonna adjourn the other ones for discovery, but is that what you wanna do, is plead guilty to this no proof of insurance?
Yes.
If you plead guilty here, you could get one day for every $10 owed. You could get 28 days. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And you have the right to a hearing. If you plead responsible or guilty to failure to pay, then you could be held in contempt and jailed 1 day, so you could get 29 days. If you pay it in part, you can satisfy this in full by payment, in full by serving the jail term, or in part by payment and in part by serving the jail term. As an example, if you paid the $82, you just listen. If you paid $82, you'd still owe the $200. You could be held in contempt and have to serve 20 days on that. Do you understand that? Nice and loud for me.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, to the charge then, that you failed to pay, 282, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Failed to pay that?
Not the full amount.
Did you fail?
Did you fail?
Yes, I failed.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No,
Why didn't you pay this?
I don't really have an excuse for you. I was moving.
Where do you, does she work?
Yes, Judge, she's a nurse.
You're a nurse? Where?
U of M, I lost my.
Her license.
Well, it's suspended.
It's pending the outcome of the white charge.
How much do you have today to pay this no proof?
$100 I can pay today.
You pay 100 now, when can you pay the rest?
What's the remainder on?
Well, you owe 282 plus your clearance fee. Your license is in suspension because of failure to pay on this, and you have to pay a clearance fee of $45 on top of fines and costs to get that suspension lifted.
Say a month. Maybe 2, if possible.
All right. I'm accepting your plea, as I said. You pay $100 now. You pay $115 more by July the 18th. I'll waive the balance, but you still must pay the clearance fee, okay? So I'll save you some money here, but you're gonna have to essentially pay $160 to pay the case off, after you pay your 100 today, to pay the case off and get your clearance, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, good luck to you on that one. And then does she have any prior drunk driving, counsel?
No.
I'll give you a $1,000 personal bond on the other case on the OWI and suspend. You cannot leave the state without consent. You can't violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge, there is an offer on the driving law license.
It just says adjourn for discovery.
On the first one, that's for the OWI, but he did put in an offer on the B case, on the B file. I didn't know if the court wanted to just keep them together and take the pleas all at once.
He can't really do that. Split these up. I don't see any plea agreement in here. I'll give you $1,000 personal bond. She had a point allegedly of 0.0108, so I'll say no alcohol, ma'am. No alcohol, or controlled substances. You cannot leave the state, cannot violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. What day do we want to give her?
June
Lisa?
25th at 9:45.
June 25th will be your court date, ma'am, at 9:45, okay? If you can't afford a lawyer, you're gonna have to fill out a petition for one, all right? Okay? Any questions?
No, yeah.
All right, so you can go down the hall, we'll give you a paper notice and you can pay your $100 on the civil infraction. Best of luck. Thank you.
Judge,
Yeah,
for Miss Allen, her end date was December 6th of 2023.
all right. People against, Tangeray Danielle Allen, 22W831729.
Michael A. Carbon, P73824 on behalf of the defendant again, Your Honor.
Tangeray Allen. Tangeray Allen.
Not sure what to say here, counsel.
Lisa, was the end date December of 2023 or 2022?
This shows 2023.
How when I got to prison April 26th of 2023. I've been in prison since April 26th of 2023. I was in Oakland County prior to coming to prison. They sent me to prison.
I can
From
only
Oakland
look,
County.
okay, I can
And
only
that
look
was-
at NDOC where you're at now, and it shows December.
That's when I came back from a
Ma'am,
writ.
ma'am. Don't start arguing with her. She's just pulling up information. She doesn't deserve your wrath.
No, I'm trying to explain to her.
Ma'am. All she said was that's when it shows that you went in December of 23. She doesn't have other information.
Okay.
Okay? So don't get on her tail. I mean, my God, what did she do wrong? You sound like you're
No, can I?
angry, and she
No,
didn't.
I'm trying to explain that I went on a writ back in September.
You already
back to Oakland County.
this. You told me this. You told us both this. You told all three of us this 5 minutes ago. We know what you're saying. She's only telling you what the records show. That's all.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what you want me to do here, counsel. Do you want me to adjourn it? Do you want me to, you tell me.
Well, Your Honor, I mean, we've got her on today with MDOC. Can we just have her talk to the the Woodhaven prosecutor? See if there's a potential resolution. I mean, she's not due to be released for 6 months.
You guys can do that. I thought you already did, no?
No.
Okay, well, why don't you go talk to the prosecutor for her? I'm gonna enter a not guilty plea for her, and you can see what you can resolve. Is that what you want to do?
Sure. I've got quite a few other arraignments at the moment, so it's gonna be a minute.
I thought we were doing time served for proof of if I had proof of
Hang on, Miss
incarceration.
Allen, just let me handle this, please.
I can't let her go in and talk to him though, right? I mean, she wants a lawyer. So, are we getting backed up, John? You know?
Mr. Crawford has quite a few, and then apparently Mr. Kramer's got quite a few arraignments. I've been giving Mr. Gates
Quite a few.
I've been giving Mr. Gates some.
Judge, she also has a pending felony with Hesson, so I can just adjourn it if you want to make it easier.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll adjourn this to when, Lisa?
June 25th at 10.
June 25th at 10. Make sure you give her a lawyer. Ma'am, you cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate any law. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I still have to tell you this. You must appear in court as directed. You're not to go near 23555 Allen Road in Woodhaven or any other Target store. Do you understand all of that, ma'am?
I do, yes.
All right, so we'll adjourn this. You can try to get proof of incarceration on the other if you want, and we'll go from there. Okay?
All right, thank you.
Good luck. We'll see you on that date. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. Bass. Stephanie Bass. Stephanie Shirey Bass. 25W83866 A, B, and C.
Stephanie Bass.
We wanted to investigate criminal abuse past.
All right, so she's going to plead to allowing unlicensed driver. First of all, for purposes of arraignment, does she stand mute and waive formal reading?
Correct.
All right, so I'm entering a not guilty plea. Now she's going to plead guilty to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive and the
Impeding traffic.
drive while suspended will be dismissed. She'll also plead to impeding traffic and the no proof of insurance and defective equipment will be dismissed. True?
Correct.
Is that what you want to do, ma'am?
Yes.
So I'll ever enter the plea on the defective equipment charge, file C, and I'll dismiss the no proof, dismiss the defective equipment, dismiss the suspend, once she also pleads to allow an unlicensed driver to drive. Fair enough? Ma'am, if you do that, the possible penalties on this are up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all those. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your
If you
Honor.
plead on the impeding, that's 0 points. Do you understand that?
Yes,
All right, did you sign an advice of rights form here today?
yes,
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights and there will not be a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
yes.
To the charge allowing unlicensed driver to drive, how do you plead?
Guilty.
On May 3 of 25, at 6:45 in the morning, were you operating a motor vehicle on Sherwood Lane near Tiffany and Woodhaven, a 2014 Chevrolet?
Yes,
Did you allow somebody to drive that was unlicensed or suspended, and was that you?
yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No,
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
no.
Plea is accepted to the charge impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible.
Responsible.
I'll accept that plea as well. So the plea is accepted to allow unlicensed driver to drive, impeding traffic. The suspend is dismissed on file A. On file B, the no proof of insurance is dismissed. On file C, the defective equipment is dismissed. Counsel ready for sentence.
Judge, we just asked the court to take into consideration the fact that Ms. Bass does own her own company and she does own a transportation company. That's the reason why we're trying to get these issues resolved today, so that they don't hinder her ability to continue to operate her business.
She's got a financial responsibility suspension.
That's cleared up. I went to the Secretary of State and they said the only thing that's holding me up is this one. And they said it's supposed to be released July 26th.
All right. Yeah, you're July 18th, it looks like that your suspension ends.
Yeah, sorry, the 18th.
What do you have to say?
I apologize, Your Honor.
All right, on the impeding fines and costs of 175, on the allowing unlicensed driver to drive, 100 fines, 100 costs, 75 victim's rights fee, $50 justice assessment, 3 1/4 or 60 days, so she owes 500. Can she pay all that today?
So I can pay $250 today, that's fine.
Okay, when can you pay the rest?
Probably like in 2 weeks.
You pay this now on the on the impeding traffic, that's $175. You pay $75 now on the allowing unlicensed driver to drive. I'll give you until the 25th to pay. Can you do that?
Yes,
So after you pay that 75, you'll still owe 250. You understand that on the allowing unlicensed driver to drive?
yes.
If you need more time, don't hesitate. Come in here, talk to me. I'll be glad to give you an extension, all right? I wish you well.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks so much. Okay.
Do I have anything else? How
We've
about,
got these no-shows, I don't know.
I don't have anything else for you.
how about Ms. Spicer's case?
It's Mr. Crawford, I can give him a call.
Well, that's all right. We'll just let him work.
Did you want me? I can take one from him.
If you want to go over.
You didn't put anything else on my desk. That one I didn't get. No, I saw those two. I didn't. You back in a minute?
Thanks. Nice.
No problem, you can.
All right, ma'am, stay there, or stay seated, whatever. When I'm ready, when we get everything ready, I'll come out.
Disregard. I got to get your attorney on, okay? Waiting on county to log.
Conduct by discharging a firearm. Doing that voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently, that makes a state jail felony. Punished though, as though it were a third-degree felony, so you were looking at no less than 2, no more than 10 years confinement. No, sir. No, I'm sorry. It's enhanced from misdemeanors. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's enhanced from a misdemeanor to a state jail felony. So you were looking at no less than 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail and a fine up to $10,000. The agreement is you would be sentenced to 1 year in the state jail. I am following that. I find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this state jail felony. I'm following the agreement. You were hereby sentenced to confinement in the state jail for 1 year, and you will be given credit for all time you have served in accordance with this case. You understand what's happened today, man? All right. Good luck to you. Good luck. John Lawry. He is from bond. He's been sitting for, I guess he just sat down. How about Ashley McKinney.
I've called her name multiple times, no answer.
She's the blonde.
Oh, she just left.
I've never met her. She was,
And
she
it would have
was,
been Aaron Thomas.
he's in custody, we're ready to go on him.
Okay.
You want to get him out now?
Yeah.
Get his thumbs here too. Thank you, Ms. Vincent Class.
Get your own Tom. You're
You're next.
You're up next.
all our, property goes to.
Aaron, right?
Yes, sir.
Who is yours?
Jen.
Jasmine? Okay, we'll do Jasmine next after this, okay? Come on up, sir.
Come step up
And
here, please.
You need to in front of that lady and your thumbprint. Thank you. That's Aaron.
Straight up and down, the whole thumbprint and divide like that. That's all. I gotta get your thumbprint. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you have to put it in on the whole phone. Yeah, you do. And put it in the phone. Not over it. That's good. Next to it, next to it. And this.
You're Aaron Thomas.
Yes.
Here with Mr. Duster, your attorney and the state's attorney. Does the defendant waive a formal reading in this 24 CR 1285 indictment? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes.
In summary, this indictment, sir, alleges that on or about April 27th, 2024 in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the third-degree felony of deadly conduct by discharging a firearm in the direction of a habitation. Do you understand what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
If convicted, you face a term of not more than 10 years or less than 2 years in prison. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
An agreement has been reached that whatever sentence shall not exceed a cap of 5 years in prison. Is that your understanding of the agreement? Which means you're looking at no less than 2 nor more than 5 years confinement in prison. You could be sentenced to deferred or unadjudicated probation, which can be up to 10 years in length. And I think regular probation is also an option in this case where you can be sentenced up to from no less than 2 nor more than 10 years confinement in prison. That could be suspended and you could be placed on regular probation for up to 10 years. Those are 3 options. Is that your understanding of the plan?
Yes, sir.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this, guilty or not guilty? Hello?
Pleading guilty, George, he's asking. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so she can hear you. How do you say it? Guilty or not guilty? Okay, we said this for trial. Go ahead.
You understand?
That's it. That's it. It's set for trial. God bless. I thought we had a deal here. You don't have a deal. The deal is,
Sit down.
no. The deal is
Sit down
gone. We're setting it for trial. Your case, right? Come on now. Who is it? And let me see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this case is a year old and we're having a misunderstanding of this hearing. Come on, that's not acceptable. Anyways. Okay, who is, what's your name, man?
Jason Hall.
Jasmine Hall.
Yes, sir.
It's frozen. What's going on?
I could only get one of them.
24 CR 81 is now called. Jasmine Sade Hall.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you were here with Mr. Kimler, your attorney, and the state's attorney. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this indictment? Can we proceed in summary?
She does, Your Honor.
In summary, paragraph 1 of the indictment alleges that on or about November 21st, 2023 in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed theft. And any theft, even if it's a pack of gum, if you have 2 or more prior theft convictions in a county court at law or a district court of thefts, then it is a state jail felony at least. And you have, according to this, a 2011 in paragraph 2 of 2011 county court at law conviction of Jefferson County, Texas, theft. 2012 county court at law 3 Jefferson County theft conviction. February 9th, 2015, Harris County number 10 criminal court at law theft conviction. November 18th, 2016, the 180th District Court of Harris County conviction of theft. August 10th of 2020, the 263rd District Court of Harris County theft. And finally, 2021 in this criminal district court, you were convicted of theft. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 prior theft convictions.
I'm embarrassed.
You ought to be, if that's true. Yeah, well, you shouldn't be shocked. I mean, these are courts that should make an impact in your life. It ought to be something important to you. The fact that that you're acting amazed that you have these prior convictions, that there's no reason to suspect that these aren't true and valid. Don't act surprised. This is your life. You should know more about your life than anyone else. Anyway, you're looking at no less than 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail, and a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
An agreement's been reached. In your case, you would be pleading guilty, placed on deferred or unadjudicated probation, fined $500. Is there any restitution?
There's no restitution, Your Honor.
Looks like another case pending would be dismissed
It's her misdemeanor.
in another court. So if you're placed on deferred or unadjudicated probation, that can be up to 5 years in length. There would be terms and conditions of probation that you must follow, and I'll put you on some kind of a theft program, prevention of theft, not commission of theft, but a theft prevention program that we have with the probation office. So how do you plead here to paragraph 1, committing theft on or about November 21st, 2023 in Jefferson County, Texas, guilty or not guilty?
I'm guilty.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily and because you are guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
And paragraph 2, those prior convictions that are here that we talked to you about out of Jefferson County and Harris County courts, are those theft convictions all true and correct as they are alleged in paragraph 2 of the indictment? And are you pleading true and correct to that voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign that document voluntarily? Understand it, discuss it with your attorney, or the contents all true and correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
State's Exhibit 1 is tendered into evidence without objection. It's admitted. Among other things, the state you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea and the plea of truth here to this state jail felony voluntarily. You were doing this voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty in this offense. You were giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses, totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All true, so help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
State's Exhibit 1, made a part of the record for all purposes. Pre-sentence report as follows. I'm going to follow this agreement if nothing further and find you were pleading guilty today and true to paragraphs 1 and 2 respectively that constitute the state jail felony of theft. You were doing this voluntarily, knowingly, and intelligently. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea. And State's Exhibit 1 admitted here in this hearing to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of the state jail felony of theft. But I'm not going to find you guilty. I'm going to defer any finding of guilty place you on deferred or unadjudicated probation for 5 years. You get a second chance, make the most of it. You're going to be required to complete, among other things, a theft prevention program that it's very helpful. And probationers do real well after they take that. There will be other terms and conditions of probation. Make sure you follow those. Also, you're going to be fined $500. Is there any restitution?
No, Your Honor.
And there will be other terms and conditions of probation, which are normal and customary for this. Make sure you follow them. If you fail, your probation can be revoked, could be found guilty, and sentenced up to 2 years in the state jail. We don't want that. Okay?
Now, if she advanced to desire Alec, you can talk to the judge now in my session.
Okay, give it your best shot.
Did you want to say something?
No, sir, you have to be back.
Oh, okay, okay. There's another case and it looks like that's going to get
That's the
dismissed.
second one, Sherman, getting dismissed and arose out of.
Great, okay. Please see the probation office. Yes, thank you.
Is it? Reason up again?
Okay,
Mr. Thomas is confused. He wants to look at the research for you.
Where were we at? Did we do James Laurie yet?
No, he's out here.
Where's James Laurie? Come on up, Mr. Laurie. And Ashley McKinney, that's,
She's out here.
25 CR 125. We call John James Loring, and that's you,
Yes, sir.
with Mr. Dusler, your attorney and the state's attorney. And what are we going to do today?
Judge, this is his first appearance that I met with him. He tells me that he's in the process of talking to Buddy Reynolds about hiring him. So if the court could give him 4 weeks, I think he could get close.
You are, just to make sure that you understand fully, you are charged with the state jail felony of theft of property here in paragraph 1. And that would be a state jail felony normally, carrying with it up to 2 years in the state jail, but you have 3 prior felony convictions out of, oh, there's another page. 4 listed here in the indictment, 2 on October 28th, 2009, out of burglaries of habitations out of Hardin County District Court. Thereafter, those were final, it is alleged in paragraph 3 of page 2, that you committed the felony of burglary of a habitation and were convicted in district court in 2014. In clause number 20272. After that became final, you committed the felony of burglary of a habitation and were convicted another burglary and convicted of that one in the 260th District Court of Orange County, Texas. So it's my understanding the way this is pleaded, if all of this was true, you were looking at a state jail felony, but it is punished as though it were a second degree felon. So you were looking at no less than 2, nor more than 20 years confinement in prison, and a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed. You understand what you're looking at?
Yes, sir.
All right, the court has looked at this probable cause. What is the bond in this case?
I believe it's 10,000.
$2,000. Looking at a public safety report that is dated of February 11th of this year. Okay. Okay. Um, the court is going to modify the bond in this case because the court does not trust you with your prolific criminal history. I want you to be on home confinement. You have to have a GPS device on you by the end of this day. And I want to, so I'll know where you are at all times. I don't trust you in this, looking at all of this. This is terrible.
Judge, can listen.
No, I'm speaking.
Yes, sir.
You have so many convictions here. And these just aren't burglaries of anything. These are burglaries of people's homes. Over and over and over and over again. And the probable cause affidavit here alleges you took somebody's credit card and misused it.
It was given to me.
You know what? This is not a debate. It's what the probable cause, and you can, the grand jury indicted you based upon these facts. You're presumed innocent. But there is probable cause to believe you committed this crime based upon these facts. Okay. Here's my favorite part. In the probable cause, you told the victim here, by the way, it was $8,000, over $8,000 in charges. Boy, borrowed it for $8,000. I've never heard of such a thing. Who would trust you in for a dime? I wouldn't let you, I wouldn't give you a quarter of mine to hold. I wouldn't trust it. And what did you say here? You would pay the funds back according to this probable cause, but you never did.
Yes,
Which is what the probable cause states under oath. That is, when did you pay this back? These people.
I started paying them on May.
No. When did you pay it back? You said you paid it back. When did you pay it back?
I was making payments with them.
You haven't paid it back, have you? Completely?
Not the full amount, no.
See,
No,
you're trying to take my wallet right in front of me.
No.
Yes, I said, did you pay it? You said I paid it back. You haven't paid it. Do I have to cross-examine you to get the truth out? This is terrible.
I was making payments with them.
Yeah. You are certified thief. All these convictions. And then you come up into here, I should have put you under oath because you can't even be straightforward with me right now. You're hedging in your statements. I got to correct you to get the right information. Yeah, good luck. Because all of this is admissible, which the jury can consider in evaluating your credibility at a trial. It doesn't take 6 convictions of burglaries to convince anybody that you are a dangerous person and not an honest person. And here you are, charged with that. Again, probable cause to believe that happened. All right. The end of the day, you're at home confinement. You have a GPS device. You don't leave home except for the following things: for a medical need, to get food, to go to and from work. And those are the most direct routes possible. You have to have that by the end of the day. If I don't learn that you have it on you by the end of the day, a warrant will be issued for your arrest and you will have no bond. You will sit that out until we get around to getting this case done. So I'm considering raising your bond anyway. Just for the way you handled yourself and not being forthright. Your bond ought to be 6 figures, what it ought to be. Oh, you think your criminal history and a new charge aren't worthy of that? Okay. There's a way to fix all of this, but you should have fixed it 6 convictions ago. Right. Back to you, Don.
Buddy Reynolds is representing him on a misdemeanor. He's working on hiring him, so he's trying to get money together to get Buddy hired. So we're asking 4 weeks.
Huh?
He's asking for 4 weeks.
You don't get it. You got 2 weeks. That's all. That's all you're going to get with me. I don't trust you at all. From what you say to me and your prolific criminal history. We'll see you back in 2 weeks. Get in, reset it. All right. Anything else, Don?
Yes, sir.
Ashley McKinney?
25B 710270.
Judge, it looks like we lost the county. He's just there.
Oh, boy.
The
Okay.
detective is here.
All right, Detective, it looks like we lost the county. So I don't know.
I'll try to get a hold of someone.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks. Elvina Lewis Spicer. 25W838312.
Morning, I'm Michael Crawford, representing Ms. Spicer is approaching. Manifestation.
Your client pled guilty to attempted retail fraud on April 30. I ordered a pre-sentence report. Is anybody here from Rally House? Anybody? All right. Have you had a chance to review the pre-sentence report with your client, and are there any material additions, corrections, or deletions?
I have had the opportunity to review the report with my client, Your Honor. There are no additions that we're asking for. We are asking for a revision, Your Honor. There's a recommendation for court work program. My client is asking that be substituted for community service. My client is working 2 jobs, and she also has 2 minor children. The father's passed away. She's on her own. It would just be very difficult for her to schedule that, so the court would consider giving maybe some additional community service. We appreciate it.
She's got 5 prior theft offenses. This is the 6th. Are you gonna do anything, ma'am, to try to stop doing this, or is this just gonna be your way of life?
No, I'm stopping, I got some job.
I'm sorry?
No, I'm stopping this, I got some job.
I mean, your record's horrible. You're 31. I would have thought it'd take 287 years to kind of get this record. I mean, you really got quite a thing going on here. But this isn't gonna go on. 250 fines, 200 costs, 75 victim choice fee, $50 justice assessment, $40 in attorney fees, $615, and 25 days jail. You'll serve 20 more if you don't pay your fines and costs. Can she pay that now?
Your Honor, my client can pay $120 now. She's going to propose that she pay $50 every 2 weeks starting June the 23rd. That's when I paycheck next paycheck.
Well, I'll give her more than that since she's gonna be in custody. Serve $50 bi-weekly. I'll start that beginning on July the 25th. You need to stop doing this, young lady. Have a seat. Corey James Browse, 5W838594. Oh, is this the gentleman on the other case, Mosley? Are you, okay.
Yes.
Well, you know what, before we lose them again, why don't you have a seat right there? Let's go on this one. People against Isaiah Christiane Mosley, 25B710270. Good morning, counsel. Your appearance?
Morning, Your Honor. Michael A. Carmen, P73824, on behalf of the defendant.
Mr. Mosley, sir, your name?
Isaiah Mosley.
All right, detective.
Detective Ronald Tire, Brownstown Police.
All right, so he is charged with being in a vehicle with breaking and entering a vehicle with damage to vehicle, 5 here. How is he going to proceed here, counsel?
And he's going to stand mute with the formal reading.
Sir, you have the right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. If you say something in or out of court, orally or in writing, it can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by a lawyer not only today, but at all subsequent court proceedings. If you cannot afford one, you can apply for one at public expense. Also, if you choose to submit to questioning with law enforcement officials, you do have the right to be represented by a lawyer at that questioning. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to a probable cause conference within 14 days. At the probable cause conference, your lawyer will discuss this case with the prosecutor. That will be June the 24th at 9:15. Preliminary exam will be July 1 at 11:15. You'll be in front of Judge Hessen on those charges. The people have to show that the crime was committed of being a vehicle on July 1, and that you were the one who probably committed that crime. If they prove that, you'll be bound over for further proceedings. If they fail to prove that, the case would be dismissed. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, so that'll be June 24th, 9:15, PCC, July 1, 11:15, preliminary exam. Okay, so I'm going to allow you to address bond. You can go ahead, Mr. Carmen.
Your Honor, when considering a bond, would ask that the court know this about my client. He is a student at Ferris State. He's enrolled online, and he's been a student for a year and a half there. In addition to that, he works at a nursing home in Detroit part-time, makes $11 an hour. He has been in custody since May 10th. He is, and that is on an unrelated matter, a felony case, and he's getting a tether from the circuit court from Judge Hathaway on the felony matter. Also has a 6-month-old at home he needs to get home to. Would ask that the court consider that when setting bond, please. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Detective Vittard, can you tell me, this is kind of cut off here. Did the incident occur at 27303? Is it Winchester Terrace?
Yes, Your Honor.
And can you tell me what kind of criminal history this gentleman has?
He has no prior convictions. I believe he's currently on HIDA. He has a few cases that are in progress right now with the courts. It appears that he has a problem with failure to appear is where I believe he's currently in custody. So I'd be happy with a tether and some sort of cash bond, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, counsel. You said he's going to school at Ferris State online. Is he employed right now? I don't remember hearing that.
Yes, Your Honor. I indicated he works in a nursing home in Detroit, part-time, makes $11 an hour.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's see. He's got a warrant out of Detroit, another one out of Detroit. So he's got 2 warrants. 7,500, 10% will be the bond. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate any law or ordinance. You must appear in court as directed. No contact with prosecution witnesses except through your lawyer. No contact with April Barks. You cannot write, phone, see, text, email, or communicate with her. Have anybody else do any of those things for you on your behalf. You're not to enter or go near. Enter or go near 27303 Winchester Terrace in Brownstown. I'm not going to have a tether requirement here. I mean, I don't know when he can post this, but if he posts now and he's otherwise able to leave, he'll be sitting in there for 6 days. So I'm not going to. June 24th at 9:15.
He's not able to post that amount. He can post $100 with a court.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to go less than that. That's it. Sorry. Good luck, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
People against Corey James Browse, 25W838594.
Judge, Mr. Crawford's not in court.
Get your lawyer, please.
Archibald's here. Do you have that file?
Yeah, I can take that one.
Do you have
That's just,
file there?
I've got it, yes.
Oh.
I just know this is going to take a little bit. All right. Paige Archibald. Paige Rose Archibald, 24M709-523.
Your Honor, David Trudeau, on behalf of Paige Archibald, who is president, standing to my left.
Good
Today
morning,
is the day
sir.
time set for sentencing.
Your name, ma'am?
Paige Archibald.
All right, so your client pled guilty to operating while impaired, first offense. The second offense notice was dismissed. Have you had a chance to review the report with her? Are there any material additions, corrections, or deletions?
Just one, Your Honor. On page 2 of the report, under the drinking style and treatment history section, the last bullet point, it indicates she has attended monthly AA meetings in the past. I would just note, since April of 2024, Ms. Archibald has been attending AA weekly, oftentimes multiple times a week, but at least once a week. That would be the only correction, Your Honor. Besides that, no additions, deletions, or corrections to the report.
All right, I'll modify that in that respect. What else would you like to tell me? Anything?
Just briefly, Your Honor. I truly do believe in sobriety court programs, and I truly do believe that the sobriety court program will be the best thing for Ms. Archibald. Since the first day she stepped into my office, we talked about sobriety court, and she showed a true interest in lifelong sobriety. And because of that, I recommended the sobriety court program to her, because I do believe that sobriety court sets a person up the best that our court systems in Michigan have to set somebody up for lifelong sobriety. So when that's somebody's true goal, I find that sobriety courts to be the best place for them. And I really do believe this is her true goal. But with the aside of her drinking issue and bad decisions to drive while drinking, she is a law-abiding citizen. And so if she can take care of her drinking and eliminate the drinking, you know, she's not going to face these problems again in her life. She's really proven to me her commitment. She immediately, when it got a substance abuse assessment, followed the recommendation, actually went past what was recommended, continued outpatient therapy, and has been in AA ever since we first met, and showed a real commitment to that. I would just note to Your Honor, she's a hard worker. She's a server at Angelo's Chop House in Monroe, and she is also, while doing that, she is the primary caregiver for her father, who's battling stage 4 cancer. So she has to take him to all his doctor's appointments and everything else. And obviously, the sobriety court is going to be a huge help. That the ability that comes once you get through the first phase of sobriety court. And, you know, that was my worry with her, is that will she be able to keep up with all the responsibilities of sobriety court, with all of her other responsibilities in life, but she has told me she believes she can do it, she's committed to doing it, and I believe she will be extremely successful in your program, and I beg of Your Honor to allow her in your program.
Anything you'd like to say?
I'm very regretful that I drove that day. I realized that I could have hurt myself and hurt others, and just moving forward and staying sober.
Seems like you're doing well. So I'm glad to take you into the program. You have a medical marijuana card. I may or may not agree with medical marijuana legalization or medical marijuana. But you do understand with sobriety court that you cannot use that, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, 2 years probation. I'll take you into sobriety court, glad to. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. You cannot violate any law or ordinance. If you change your address, your place of employment, or home telephone number, you must notify probation. You have to report as directed. You're to comply with all agreements, guidelines, and requirements as indicated in the sobriety court participant handbook. No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs. You're not to purchase, possess, or consume any one of those, or go to any place that sells or dispenses alcohol. I recognize that your place of employment does, so I'll just indicate you can continue work at Angelo's, okay?
Thank you, Your
You're to submit to chemical testing, PBTs and ETGs. We're going to pay for all those tests going forward, so long as you're testing clean. We have grants. And we'll pay for that as long as you go every time and you're negative every time. If you miss a test, you're subject to a violation. If you test positive, you're subject to a violation, part of which is going to include you paying for your own testing. All right, so complete 90 days on the sober link going forward. I don't know if we did not have you on a sober link device, correct? So I want you to complete 90 days on the sober link, attend 12-step meetings 3 times per week, and provide written proof of attendance, and obtain an AA/NA 12-step sponsor, attend all substance abuse treatment at an approved facility, attend the Victims Impact Panel, attend and complete the ARM program, report to sobriety court status review hearings with me every 2 weeks, obtain and maintain employment with proof provided to probation that you have employment. I'm going to come to the fines now, if you'll give me 1 second. Fines are $200. Costs are $200. $75 victims' rights fee, $50 justice assessment. That's $5.25. Screening fee $60 for $585. You have probation fees of $480. Bring your total to $1,065. You have $360 in sobriety court fees, which should make it $1,425. Double check my math, Lisa, please. 9 days jail credit, 1, serve 8. I'll let you serve those as follows: 4 days on the court work program in lieu of jail, and 4 days of community service in lieu of jail. There are $35 a day charges on the court work program fees, and the 4 days of community service you can do at any nonprofit organization of your choosing. I'm going to give you some extra time. I'm going to give you all the way to October 1st to complete it, but please don't procrastinate. Your court work program fees, again, are $35 a day for a total of $140. Lisa, what did you come up with in terms of the fines?
$1,565.
$1,565 is your total.
I would just know, Your Honor, she's prepared to pay that today.
Okay, so if you don't comply, 93 days with credit for 1 day served. You have 21 days to appeal and 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer for purposes of appeal. Do you understand that? All right. I really wish you well, Paige. I think you're doing well so far. Just look forward to getting to know you better, and we're going to get you through this program, and you're going to attain lifelong sobriety. Good luck. Thanks, counsel. Have a good day. And I think she's still going to want to meet with you down in probation. Okay, so go down and pay, and then you can just double check, make sure that they don't need to meet with you over there. Okay. Thanks a lot. You too. Thank you. Corey James Browse, 25W838-594. Where is your lawyer again?
Come in.
All right. Counsel, you're.
Michael Crawford, representing the defendant.
What have we got here? Your name?
Corey Browse.
So they're dismissing an assault and battery. What's this section say again?
Your Honor, it reads municipal infraction 96-50.
I know. Does it say anything else?
That's literally all the information the prosecution shared with me. So that's the title of it. Kind of a general civil infraction.
Yeah. All right. Give me 1 second here.
Sure.
What's that?
Prosecutor's in here.
I just forget this section. What does that section say again?
It is a municipal civil infraction punishable by up to a $500 fine. That's all it says.
Who drafted that?
Not me. Josh wants to bring on behalf of you.
Can you just give me 1 second, please? Yeah, I don't even have anything in my code book. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I do. All right, yeah. Okay, so he's gonna plead responsible to that, and there's agreed upon fines of $100?
Yes, Your Honor, based on
Including,
totality of the evidence.
including costs?
Yes,
Okay, is that what you want to do, sir?
yes, Your
To,
Honor.
to the charge of violation of Woodhaven Code of Ordinance Sections 96-50, do you plead responsible or not responsible?
I plead responsible.
Plea is accepted, the A and B is dismissed, $100, you can pay that today, right?
No, Your Honor, my client's gonna need a payment.
Where do you work?
I work at Beer Haven.
When can he pay that?
Your Honor, he doesn't get paid until the 23rd. He's asking to pay $50 every 2 weeks, starting the 23rd. We've got 2 young children. They got some.
I'll just make it July the 11th. You pay by then. I don't care how you pay. Just pay by then, okay? If you need more time, come and talk to me. Thank you. Are these others the same?
The co-defendant is the same.
Okay, Hannah Faye, Souls, 25WA386001A and B.
Joshua Spear and Kathy Abel.
Michael Crawford, representative, manifestation.
Hannah Faisals.
All right, so this is gonna be the same thing. She's going to plead to, a violation of Woodhaven Code of Ordinances, section 96-50, agreed upon fines and costs of $100. The A and B will be dismissed, as will the disorderly conduct, true?
Correct, Your Honor.
Is that what you want to do, ma'am?
Yes, Your
To that charge, violation of code section 96-50, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
I'll accept the plea. I'm going to dismiss the A and B, dismiss the disorderly, $100, fines and costs. You can go right down the end of the hall and make your payment. Any questions?
Your Honor, she needs to send them all the time. They're a family. So the July. He's paid every.
Okay, good enough. July 11th, okay, ma'am?
Thank you, Your Honor.
If you need more time, come talk to me, all right?
Okay.
Best of luck, thank you. Hardy, people against Hardy. Anthony Joseph Hardy, 25W838-739, A and B.
Good morning, Your Honor. Michael Crawford, representing Mr. Hardy, who was approaching.
Mr. Hardy, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Better than nothing. Your name?
Anthony Hardy.
All right. You look like an advertisement for Tommy Hilfiger. All right, anyway, what are we doing on this? He's pleading to no ops, the speeding's dismissed, suspend will be dismissed. He'll plead to impeding traffic, true?
True, Your Honor.
First, does he stand mute and waive formal reading on these?
Correct, Your Honor.
So, sir, if you plead guilty to no ops, meaning you didn't have a valid license with you on your person, I'm gonna go ahead and dismiss the more serious 2-point violation of driving on a suspended. No ops is punishable by up to $100 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all those. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And if you plead to that and plead to impeding traffic, which is file file B, then I'm going to also dismiss the speeding charge. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, no ops is punishable. I already told you this, but up to 100 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all those. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign, read, and understand an advice of rights form here today?
Yes, Your
If you
Honor.
plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will not be a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes,
To the charge, no valid operator's license on person, how do you plead?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead?
I'm guilty.
Were you operating a motor vehicle on I-75 near Van Horn and Woodhaven, May 12th of 25?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have a valid license on your person at that time?
No, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
To the charge of impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
I'll accept the plea to no ops, accept the plea to impeding, dismiss the suspend, dismiss the speed. Why is he driving so fast? Why were you driving like that?
There's no excuse, Your Honor.
Well, that's fair, but you gotta be careful. You're gonna mar that good-looking face of yours. Where were you going?
I'm pretty sure I was picking my wife up from work.
Where does she work?
She goes to school in Toledo.
Well, you were going northbound I-75.
Then it might have been on the way home from getting here.
All right. What else, counsel? Anything else?
No, Your Honor. My client, again, he regrets his behavior. He's working on getting his driver's license. The court should take it easy on what fines and costs. He appreciates it because he already needs a payment arrangement, which we'll discuss.
100 fines. Anything you'd like to say, sir?
It won't happen again, Your Honor.
100 fines, 100 costs, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment, 3 1/4 or 30 days, 175 on the impeding, you owe 500. Can you pay a good portion of that today?
Your Honor, he can pay $100 today, and he's proposing to pay $100 bi-weekly starting on June the 16th. That's when he gets paid.
You pay $100 down on the impeding balance by June the 16th on that case. That'll be another 75. You pay $2,500 more.
2,500?
$25, I'm sorry, 25 more by June 16th, 25 by June 16th on the no ops. And then you pay $100 bi-weekly beginning June the 30th, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you need more time, you call the court, we'll go on Zoom, or you walk in here on or before the due date. I'll be happy to give you an extension. Just don't ignore me, okay? Best of luck to you. Slow down, please, okay? Thank you. Rabba, rather. Fasile M. Rabba, 25W838788 A and B. How you doing, sir? Your name?
Michael Crawford, Mr. Rowe.
So what are we gonna do on this one? He's gonna plead to impeding traffic. The original charge of violation of license restrictions will be dismissed, as will the defective equipment. True?
True.
Is that what you want to do, sir?
Yes, sir.
If you plead to impeding, I'm dismissing the misdemeanor and the other civil infraction charge of defective equipment. Do you understand that? All right, to the charge impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
Okay, I'll accept your plea. $175. You can go right down the end of the hall and make your payment. Any questions?
Your Honor, I hate to bring this up, but maybe I misinterpreted. He's dismissing the first count A, correct?
He didn't write down which one. I just put it on impeding traffic on file A, and I dismissed file B altogether.
Okay.
Why, is there a problem?
Yeah, no, there's not. I noticed I couldn't read very well, so I was asking the court to clear it up.
That's
That is
okay.
the deal that he'd like.
And he can pay that right now, right?
No, Your Honor, he needs
How much-
payment arrangement.
How much does he have today?
He has nothing.
Where do you work, sir?
He does get paid until Friday, and he have it until the 16th. He wants to pay $50 per paycheck.
All right, paid by the 16th, no later though. If you don't have the money, come talk to me. Don't ignore me, okay? Good luck. Courtney Collins, Courtney Ann Louise Collins, 25W838336.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, Michael Crawford, representing Ms. Collins.
Ma'am, your name?
Courtney Collins.
This will be a plea, as I understand it, to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive with the suspend to be dismissed, true?
Correct, Your Honor.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
If you plead to that, the possible penalties are up to 500 fines, 93 days jail, costs are all those in 2 points. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
Yes,
If
sir.
you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will not be a hearing or a trial of any kind. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
To the charge, allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Were you in control of a motor vehicle that was being operated in the city of Woodhaven, County of Oakland, on April the 4th of 25, specifically a 2011 Chevy?
Yes, sir.
Did you allow somebody to drive that was unlicensed?
Yes, sir.
And that was you, right?
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No.
Please accept it. She's got a valid license now, so that helps.
Yes, sir.
What else do you want to say?
For nothing, Your Honor, my client, she's gonna keep a valid driver's license, so she's appreciative of this deal. She's looking forward to moving forward.
Anything, ma'am? You want to tell me?
That's all. Thank you.
100 fines, 70 costs, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment, 295 or 30 days.
Your Honor, she'll pay that by the end of the day tomorrow if you allow her.
That's fine. Pay by June the 12th, okay, ma'am?
All right, thank you.
We
so
shut the
much.
doors at 4:15 now.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
just saying, so you gotta be here before then. Good luck.
Yes, sir.
Addicts, good luck. Nicholas Ryan Addicts, 25W837283. If I have any more, I'd like to take care of these after this. This is the last file I have. Your name, sir?
Michael Crawford, representing Mr. Alex.
So he's going to plead guilty to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. True?
Correct, Your Honor.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
If you do that, the possible penalties, as I just enunciated, are up to 500 fines. 90 days jail costs for all those. This does not get reported to the Secretary of State. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You just sign an advice of rights and read and understand it.
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights. And there will not be a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
To the charge of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, how do you plead? Were you in control of a 2013 Buick that was being operated in the city of Woodhaven, county of Wayne, on January the 10th of 25 at 2:41 p.m.?
Yes, sir.
Did you allow somebody to drive that was unlicensed, and was that somebody you?
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, sir.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Please accept it, suspends, dismissed. Anything, counsel?
No, Your Honor, except for the fact that my client now has a valid driver's license, so you won't have any problem or seeing it for this again, Your Honor.
Good. Anything you'd like to say?
I'm sorry for all this, sir, and I won't let it happen again.
100 fines, 70 costs, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment, $295 or 30 days? Can you pay that now?
No, Your Honor, you can pay $20, $50 now, can you get to the end of the month? I can pay $295. You can? Yes, sir, I'm sorry. No problem.
He probably didn't think it was gonna be that cheap. Should I raise the fines?
No, Your Honor, sir.
I'm just kidding.
Please do not.
Have a good day. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Good luck, thanks. My lot, Bradley, my lot. Bradley Jacob, my lot, I'm sorry, 25W838481. Mr. Mylott, your name?
Bradley Mylott.
Michael Crawford, resident, Mr. Myla.
So he's gonna stay in mute, wait for my reading?
Correct.
Then he's going to plead under section 771 to retail fraud, true?
True, Your Honor.
Is that what you want to do, sir?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty to retail fraud, the possible penalties are up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all those. Do you understand that?
I do.
And did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will be no hearing or trial. Do you understand that? To the charge retail fraud, how do you plead?
Guilty.
On May the 2nd of 25 at 7:23 p.m., were you at 23800 Allen Road, the city of Woodhaven, county of Wayne?
Yes,
Where was that?
it's Walmart.
And did you take property offered for sale without paying for it?
Yes.
Well, you're hesitating. Did you?
Well, it wasn't outside the building, but yes, it was there. It was gonna happen.
I don't know what that means.
You went past the cash. But yeah, I went past the point of purchase.
Without paying for it?
Yes.
And did you intend to permanently deprive Walmart of that property?
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Does it work?
Yes, yes.
So the idea here was, counsel, that he was going to plead guilty and this is going to be taken under section 771.1 and dismissed after a period of time, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can I have a bond sheet, please? Can I ask a question? Where does he work at?
I work for Medline in Romulus.
What do you do there?
I work in the warehouse on the safety coordinator.
How much you make?
Right now, 21.
What are you going in and stealing over $1,000 worth of property for? You know, they could have charged, I just want you to be aware of something.
I know that it could have been right down. I
It could have been a 5-year felony.
I understand.
Why are you doing that?
No logical excuse.
I mean, this seems like a pretty concerted effort. You didn't go in there and steal a pack of gum. You took over $1,129 worth of
I
merchandise.
still don't understand how it was that much.
What'd you take?
It was clothes. It was clothes.
Well, how much did you think it was?
Oh, way less than that, because it was all on clearance rack.
Well, then why didn't you pay for it if it was supposed to be so cheap? I don't like these. I think it tells me a lot. I'm gonna accept the plea. I'm gonna take it under section 771.1. I am going to order that you not enter 23800 Allen Road in Woodhaven. I'm gonna set this for a sentence date. I don't need a pre-sentence report. I just want to check on some things. I'll take it under section 771.1. You're not to enter 23800 Allen Road in Woodhaven. You're not, or any other Walmart. You're not to have any contact with employees of the Woodhaven Walmart. You're not to have any contact with prosecution witnesses. Again, you cannot leave the state without consent, you cannot violate a law, and you must appear in court as directed. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, sir.
I don't know, have you been fingerprinted yet? You haven't, have you?
I was.
Oh, yeah, you were, okay. All right, so we'll just set a sentence date, Lisa, I don't need a PSI, and I'll just look at the police report before then.
June 25th at 8:30.
He has no priors, counsel?
No, you're.
You have children or anything?
I do.
All right. All right, so I'll take that. We'll give you a sentence date. You don't have to have a pre-sentence. Just come back on that date and we'll sentence you, okay? Good luck. Thank you. People against Popovsky. Gabriel. Christine Popovsky, 25W838818A and B and C.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, Michael Crawford, representing Mr. Boston.
Your name, ma'am?
Gabrielle Sapowski.
Does she stand mute and waive formal reading on all these?
Yes, Your Honor.
She has an open intoxicants case. I'm entering a not guilty plea for purposes of arraignment on that. She has a disorderly person, public intoxication. I'm entering a not guilty plea on that. And she also has refused to obey a lawful police command. I'm entering a not guilty plea. Now, you pre-tried it. They're going to dismiss the original charge, disobey a police officer and open intox. And then they're also going to, she's going to plead as part of this. It's going to be a no contest plea. Why?
She had too much to drink, she cannot recollect what happened.
Is that true, ma'am?
Yes, no contest.
All right, so if, I do see now it's a no contest plea. Let me just check and make sure I have a police report. Did you see one in here? I don't believe there's one in here. Mr. West, can you hear me? If you can, I'm gonna need the police report on this. If you don't have it, we'll just adjourn it until the next time.
Your Honor, Josh West on behalf of the people, can we adjourn, please?
Yeah, let's just do that. I'm sorry, you've been waiting all day. So I'm just entering not guilty pleas for you, ma'am. Because if it's a no contest plea, we have to get the police report. It's already after 12 noon. And I'm gonna simply give you a personal bond of $500. All the charges will remain in effect now. You're not to purchase, possess, or consume alcohol or controlled substances. You cannot leave the state. You cannot violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. And they'll get the police report here next time and I can take the plea. My apologies to you, okay? So just give me 1 second to make sure everything's in order. And all the other charges will remain in effect. So all 3 charges are still in effect. Pretrial date, Lisa, will be on?
June 25th at 10:15.
So June the 25th at 10:15. This is your first court date, right? So you're gonna have to fill out a petition for a court-appointed lawyer. All right, June the 25th at 10:15 will be your court date, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck, ma'am. Thank you. Do we have any more cases in here?
I got one more call, but I don't know if he's on Zoom or not.
What about, Mr. Abraham right here? Is that your name?
He's a no-show.
Yeah, I think it's show.
Who's that here? Right there.
You gotta check in when you're on it.
So I did talk to him, but I didn't know he was here, I just gave it.
I wrote it up as a no-show, right? So maybe
All right, let's not quibble. How long's that gonna take?
Should take a few minutes, Your Honor.
What's the charge?
Always.
Improper plate in possession of drug paraphernalia.
All right, guys, thanks. Oh, boy.
On Miss Courtney Wallen, she's present in court.
I'm ready. Further dates. 30 counter James Elliott, he's president of court.
Come on up, Mr. Elliott. Morning, sir.
Good morning.
And back to you, Mr. President.
Yes, Your Honor, this time we are just asking to keep further dates. I believe the next date is July 11th.
Right, and I had a question for the parties. Should these be joined? Looks like they're two separate
My
incidents.
understanding is that they are two separate incidences, and so that would not be our request.
All right, so we'll fix that unless there's, I don't see that there's a presumption of joinder because they are two separate incident and occurrence, although happened close in time.
Happened I got
Yeah,
pulled
one
over
right
by
after
one
the
and
other.
then when I got in Tumwater, there was a sheriff waiting for me.
Yep, they're always there. So why I asked that is because we set them for the same jury date. We're still going to be back July 11th. Have you gotten notice of that?
No, I have not.
You haven't. Let's talk
Well,
about.
no, actually, no, I did, but there's a notice because it said that my court date was July 11th next month, but you got a hold of you guys to make sure that, because I got messed up on one of the times that got sent to me on it is the same thing, it was a month different, so.
So we said, all right, so we're sending notice to 10200 State Route 507 in Rainier. Okay, and then you getting our text message reminders?
I haven't got text messages, no.
Okay, let's go back because you asked us to do that. Make sure we got a good number. Do you need notice? Do you need us to hand you notice today? You're good for July 11th?
I'm ready for the 11th of next month.
Okay, July 11, 9:30. So let's check that phone number though, because I'd like to give you that text message reminder. That'll help you out.
360.
1 second, we're trying to get where we need to get to that. Okay, what is it?
360-955-1727.
All right, well, let's fix that.
That's the only number I have.
Okay, so you got that, you need it again. Okay, we've got that fixed. And then what we're gonna do is reset the case ending in 0044 when you're ready, and reset that trial date to the 28th and 29th of July, as opposed to the 23rd, because these are separate occurrences. So the one happening first is we're gonna hear everything July 11th, but after that, we've got trial dates scheduled for July 23rd and 24, and then the following Monday and Tuesday for the matter that happened second, the 0044, so the attorneys know, and we'll get that reset. All right, so I think that's it.
Thank you.
Thanks, have a good day.
Thank you.
Mr. Pazderka?
Yes, Your Honor. Can also call number 10 on the 9 a.m. calendar. Caden Sullivan, standing for attorney record, Miss Milne. He was here and they actually met. We just asking to waive further appearance and keep further dates.
Okay, all right. We'll do that. Waive his appearance under 340 and keep the dates.
And then I actually, one last one I can call, number 1 on the 9:30, Scott Brito.
30.
Will also be standing for attorney record, Miss Milne, and we will also ask just to keep further dates.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, so have you gotten notice for that July 11th date in the mail?
I gotta contact the attorney.
Let's look at
At
that. We
10:30?
mailed you notice at 11727, 21st Way Southeast in Olympia.
That's my address.
Okay, no unit number, no apartment number, no nothing else, because we mailed you a notice. You should have gotten that. That was back May 15th. So look in your mail if you haven't looked.
Okay.
Why don't we hand you a notice at least for the 11th?
I think I'm getting text messages.
Good. That was my next question. So you got text for today?
Yeah.
Okay, good. We'll keep doing that. We'll look in the mail because we're sending you mail with all those court dates. So that
Do
you
I have to
them.
respond to those? man?
No, no,
Okay.
we're just, it's your information, so you know.
Suspended.
Yep. Oh, this is Mr. Brito, 930 number 1. 930 number 1, Mr. Brito. All right, so we're just gonna be back on July 11th. We're gonna send you a text message reminder. Look in your mail, you should have it for all the other dates, because we also have trial dates scheduled for July 21st and 22nd. In case you want to go to trial, make sure that you don't have any conflicts there, all right?
You will not have to serve that as long as you're successful on a 6-month non-reporting probation. You won't report to an officer, but you will be nevertheless on probation for 6 months. The only conditions, however, are that you violate no laws during this 6 months and that you pay the $208 within 30 days. Do you have any questions about this?
No, Your Honor.
All right, anything further, Mr. Regier?
No, from the state, Your Honor.
Ms. Green, you are excused from the proceedings today. You may go. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll now take up Danielle Gilchrist on the record in 2025 TR 495, State of Kansas versus Danielle Nicole Gilchrist.
I'm present, Your Honor.
Thank you. County Attorney Jared Regier for the state. Defendant Danielle Nicole Gilchrist appears in person and pro se. Ms. Gilchrist, you're here on driver failing to provide required information or aid at an accident scene. This is an unclassified misdemeanor.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that carries with it up to a 30-day possible jail sentence and up to a possible $500 fine. Depending on the amount of damage done, the injury to the person. But generally, if the damage is over $1,000, it would become a Class A misdemeanor. If there's injury to a person, $1,000 fine and a Class A person misdemeanor. And if there's great bodily harm, it could be a level 8 non-person felony. But let me see if I can figure out which one of these charges they actually filed that under, because that does make a difference. Duty to give information after accident, an unclassified misdemeanor. See, Mr. Regier, that's filed under 8-1604A, and I always see that statute as a cross-reference to either 02 or 05. But in any event, I think I've given you, Ms. Gilchrist, what you need here. With not having up to 6 months county jail time, I can't appoint an attorney. I don't know if it would qualify you for diversion with that kind of a charge or not, but I could give you time to look into it.
I actually, Your Honor, was going to request a continuance. I do have an attorney. However, this morning at 9:57 through email, he informed me he was in the hospital. So he asked me to request a continuance to get him on board for this.
Okay, and who's your attorney?
His name is Todd, Todd. Last name is Hotman, Hottman.
Okay. All right, we'll make a note that you are hiring him, and we'll set this over What date for an attorney on a Monday, Destiny?
August 18th, Your Honor.
August 18th at 9 a.m. You and your attorney must be back here, sir. Or Miss Gilchrist.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. If there's nothing further, you may go at this time.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Okay, on the record in 2025 TR 416, State of Kansas versus Juan Antonio Galvan.
Yes, ma'am, present.
Thank you. Jared Regier for the state, Mr. Galvan in person and pro se. One count of expired tax. You probably know that law as much as I do, as I sometimes say after you've sat through it so many times.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want to look into diversion or? do
Yes,
you want-
I have already applied for diversion and went to the county attorney's office, and they also took a copy of the receipt that I got back from the DMV because I've already re-registered the vehicle, and then I already completed the registration online for diversion.
Right. All right, I think our control date is August 27th at 9, Destiny.
That's our first appearance, our Wednesday docket, Your Honor. Do you want to set it on a Wednesday?
Yeah, I want it on Wednesday.
Yes, then August 27th.
All right, now, Mr. Galvan, if you're diverted by then, you won't have to come back. And as responsible and efficient as you've been, I think there's a probability you won't have to, but make sure the county attorney excuses you.
Yes, ma'am.
If there's any doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
You may go at this time unless Mr. Regier has anything further.
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
Have a good day, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
too.
Bye-bye.
Will now be on the record in 25 TR 426, State of Kansas versus Marcus Brubaker Fox. Jared Regier for the state. The defendant, Mr. Fox, appears in person and pro se with the vehicle and loads thereon. By the ticket, they apparently think that on February 20th, 2025, you were hauling some things on a vehicle with the width and the load being excessive to the law. Their comments are that you came from Oklahoma on I-35, the Kansas Turnpike. You're looking for a place to park for the night. Your oversized load was an issue. Sunset was 1814 that night.
And Your Honor,
Yes,
may I interject briefly?
certainly.
Your Honor, some additional information has been brought to my attention regarding this case. At this time, the state does tender a motion to dismiss this matter without prejudice.
Granted, the case is dismissed, although if they have any more issues, they may refile. They don't, the way they're dismissing it, if you go, for instance, if you go out and get another ticket tonight, they may decide to refile. Just throwing that out, there's a possibility. But
Okay.
right now, it's dismissed and you may go, and it's not on your record.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, thank you, sir. We are now finally, Ms. Farthing, on the record in your case, 2023 TR 2500, State of Kansas versus Risha Renee Farthing, County Attorney Jared Regier for the state, and Ms. Farthing in person and pro se.
Yes, sorry.
Your charge is driving while suspended, dating back to July 19th of 2023. We had a first appearance scheduled 2/12 of 25. You didn't come in. You posted a $1,000 professional surety bond with Hot Rod February 24th of 25. So, Mr. Regier, where are we on this one?
Your Honor, the state is not aware of any amended information filed with the court in this case, nor is the state aware of any journal entries.
All right, so it looks like the case is still active and pending because you have not been present. You do have the right to hire any attorney of your choice. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you can apply and see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. Or you can waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself. Looks like you had a diversion on a check matter in 2002. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Then this charge in 23. I have no idea, Ms. Farthing, if you'd be eligible for diversion. Do you want to have an attorney in this case?
Yes, court appointed if I qualify.
All right, where do you work?
I work for RCIL. I take care of my sister.
And what do you make per month doing that?
About $1,000, $12,000.
Per
Or
month?
1,200. Right?
1,200 per month.
Yes,
Okay. And are you married or single?
I'm single.
You have any minor children?
No,
You pay rent or a mortgage?
I pay rent. It varies because my water's in it. It's roughly $500 to $600 a month.
All right, I am going to appoint Attorney Darren Patterson. Have you by chance written down his number?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, call him as soon as this hearing is over. Give him his court date of, is it August 18th, Destiny, for Darren Patterson?
That's correct, Your Honor.
August 18th, be back here by Zoom, 8 a.m. That's 8 a.m., August 18th, with Darren Patterson. And
Yes,
how
ma'am.
are we doing on the issue of bond? Did you get your picture and prints taken?
Yes.
Okay, that's important. Okay, I'm going to continue the bond you're on with the added conditions that you call Mr. Patterson, give him all your contact information, your court date, case number, and then stay in touch with him so that you can be ready to go, appearing by Zoom August 18th at 8 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anything further, Ms. Farthing?
Nope.
All right, thank you. Anything further, Mr. Regier?
No, Your Honor.
And Ms. Farthing is excused as we'll be in recess on her case. You may
Thank
go.
you.
Thank you. All right, folks, is there anything else that anyone else that's on the list or should be on the list?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
And not that I have either, Your Honor.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you. I adjourn at this time. Thank you all.
Thank you.
No, I'm totally fine. Like, love it, love it, love it. Can I ask why?